Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Town of Islip Planning Board for Wednesday, October 15th. Housekeeping, if you're a member of the public who would like to be heard on one of the first two public hearings, there are yellow cards in the back. Please fill one out and hand it up to us. We remind applicants to please keep your presentations to 30 minutes or less, and members of the community, please keep your presentation to 3 minutes or less. I want to welcome our newest board member, Victoria Ryan, to the Planning Board. Happy to have you on with us. And I'd like everyone to please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First item on the agenda, Planning Board application, public hearing, Campine Bango, PB 2025-017, north side of Montauk Highway, County Route 27A, approximately 100 feet west of Sylvan Avenue, Bayport, 907 Montauk Highway. Applicant requests a Planning Board special permit for a restaurant in the Business 1 District pursuant to 68-272.1G. Site plan modifications are also required as part of the application. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Would you like to make a presentation? Go right ahead.
Is this on? Yeah. Yeah, I really didn't have a presentation planned, but I'm here to answer any questions the board might have about the restaurant. Certainly, I'm sorry. Eric Campan, one of the owners of the corporation that's applying for the special use permit, and also the person who'll be building the restaurant.
Okay. I'm going to turn then to Ms. Wozniak to give us a staff report, and then we'll come back with any questions the board might have. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The property is located on the north side of Montauk Highway, approximately 100 feet west of Sylvan Avenue in Bayport, and it's improved with 2 multi-tenant commercial buildings. Tonight, the applicant's looking to convert one of the existing units in the westernmost building into a restaurant with 18 seats. The unit's approximately 1,280 square feet, and it's proposed to be a quick-serve restaurant that sells salads, smoothies, and acai bowls. No exterior changes are proposed except for signage. The site overall is in good condition, and the property has several other special permits for restaurants. Therefore, planning recommends the board grant the application subject to the attached conditions, which are similar to those for the other restaurant uses in the same property.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Not seeing any. We're, as you know, going to reserve this evening, and then we'll bring it back at the next meeting.
Yes.
Is there a
I
motion?
understand.
Mr. Moriarty.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd make a motion to keep the hearing, the public hearing open, but this evening let's reserve decision and bring the application back once the applicable period is run.
Thank you. There's a motion by Mr. Moriarty to leave the public record open and reserve decision. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Rulin, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The application is reserved. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, board.
Item 2 on the agenda, Planning Board application, public hearing, Multi-Brands Wire LLC, PB 2025-018, northwest corner of Union Boulevard, County Route 50, and Chestnut Street, West Islip, 343 Union Boulevard. Applicant requests a modification of TC 5186 in order to increase the size of a fast food restaurant. Site plan modifications may also be requested as part of the application. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Amy DeVito with Woodhull Expediting, offices at 800 Veterans Memorial Highway, Hauppauge, New York. I am here on behalf of Design Development Corp.
Feel free to go ahead if you want. Did you
Sorry?
want to present anything?
I do. I didn't
Go
know
ahead.
if there was a report to be read.
Yep, you can go right
Okay,
ahead.
perfect. So the store, the Dunkin' Donuts Baskin Robbins, has been in operation without complaint since 2021. I do have a packet of photographs, the site plan, as well as the floor plan, or I should say color elevations for the board. If you wish to see them, I could certainly hand them up.
If you'd like to submit them, we'll make them part of the record.
Yes, that would be great.
Thank you. Do we have a thing for this one? No.
Okay, so the store has been in operation without complaint since 2021. You'll see in the photographs that the store is well-maintained and pleasantly designed, and is surrounded by roadways and commercial uses on all sides. The owner of this particular Dunkin' Donuts operates several locations in Suffolk County, all without issue. We are proposing a 267.5 square foot addition to the rear of the building. The purpose of the addition is to house a walk-in refrigeration unit. You'll see in the color elevations that the addition will match the aesthetics of the existing building. The addition brings us above the area limitation set forth in the original covenants and restrictions dated January 29th, 2015, wherein that application allowed for a maximum of 1,650 square feet, and today we are requesting 1,904 square feet. We did review the proposed declarations of covenants and restrictions, and they're acceptable in every aspect. I did want to just point out that the current walk-in box is located in the basement. It's presented considerable challenge regarding ease of access. It also requires delivery downstairs in the basement, which creates the trucks parking outside for delivery for longer lengths of time. The walk-in box that we're proposing will be located right in what I would consider the rear of the building, and is much easily accessed for purposes of delivery and for staff to be able to go to the walk-in box and get what they need. So I'm happy to answer any questions that the board may have. Again, I did hand up a copy of the color elevations, photographs, and the floor plan for the board to take a look at.
Thank you. We're going to go to public comment, staff report, and then we'll come back for questions.
Okay.
I have a Kathleen, is it Baran?
I wasn't really prepared to come here, other than I wasn't sure what was going to be built on the area. I was concerned that it was going to be a bigger place to serve customers and just make the whole building bigger. I wasn't really familiar with why they were making it bigger. It sounds like it's not going to be that much bigger. I really don't understand. My concern was that since that Dunkin' Donuts did come, since it started, the traffic has been significantly worse on Union Boulevard. There isn't much parking anywhere in West Islip in that area for, so I was under the impression that they were going to just make the place bigger, maybe have more places for people to sit or something like that. So I'm really not sure what they're proposing, and I just wanted to come here and make sure they weren't going to make it bigger and more traffic, less places to park. But it sounds like they're just putting in a refrigeration system.
Yeah, and we'll ask Ms. Wozniak to give the staff report to explain it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you. And that's the only card we have, so I'm going to turn to Ms. Wozniak to give us a staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The property is located on the northwest corner of Union Boulevard and Chestnut Street in West Islip, and it's improved with the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through that was originally approved by the town board in 2015. Tonight, the applicant is looking to modify previous special permit conditions of that approval in order to increase the square footage of the restaurant to provide for a walk-in freezer. There is no increase in customer service area or seating. The only change proposed is the addition of a 160 square foot walk-in box and a 100 square foot roof over along the north side of the building. These additions will reduce landscaping on site. However, the site still meets the required front yard and overall landscaping as per the town standards. In addition, the site will still be substantially in compliance with the previous approved site plan, and the proposed architecture for the additions is consistent with the existing architecture. So planning would recommend the board waive site plan review in connection with this specific addition. So based on this, planning recommends the board grant the application subject to the attached conditions.
Thank you. Do you have any comments?
Just to address the neighbor's concern, this particular addition for the walk-in refrigeration is not going to add any additional traffic to the existing Dunkin' Donuts Baskin Robbins. It's not for the purposes of creating more seating space. It is just for the purpose of housing a walk-in refrigeration unit that you can access from the exterior of the building.
Are there any questions from the board? Is there a motion? Mr. Chair. Mr. Moriarty.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to reserve the decision tonight and keep the public record open.
It's a motion by Mr. Moriarty to keep the public record open and reserve decision. Is there a second? Second. Mr. Robinson, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstentions, application is granted.
Thank you. Good
Application is
evening.
reserved. Number 3 on the agenda, Planning Board application decision item, Feldfem Associates LLC, PB 2025-013, south side of Veterans Memorial Highway, State Route 454, approximately 185 feet west of Orville Drive, Bohemia, 0 Veterans Memorial Highway. Applicant requests a Planning Board special permit for a warehouse in the Industrial Corridor District pursuant to 68-466.2B2. Site plan modifications may also be requested as part of the application. Good evening.
Good evening. Chris Robinson, R&M Engineering, 50 Elm Street, Huntington, New York. My client's proposing to build a 40,222 square foot industrial building on the south side of Veterans Highway. It's a multi-tenant building with varying size tenants. We're also asking for the ability to use some of the space for warehousing, which requires the special permit. Each of the tenant spaces has their own space for loading, receiving in the back. We're providing 65 parking stalls required. We're providing 69, and we have an additional area for 16 more land bank spaces in the event that any of these specialty contractor style spaces would need some additional parking. We've read the conditions. My client's in agreement with all the conditions that have been presented, and we'd like to see approval.
Thank you. I'm going to turn to Ms. Wozniak for a staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The property is located on the south side of Vets Highway, approximately 185 feet west of Orville Drive in Bohemia, and it's currently unimproved. Tonight, the applicant is looking to develop the 3.3-acre site with a one-story, 40,000 square foot industrial building. There is no current use proposed. It will be built as a spec building with offices and employee parking in the front along Vets, and then truck loading and deliveries in the rear screened from view. The applicant is complying with the required parking and landscaping and is seeking no relaxations from this board. Based on this and the fact that the property is located in a wholly industrial area, planning recommends the board grant the application subject to the attached conditions.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Anything further from the applicant? Is there a motion? Mr. Rulon.
I make a motion to grant the application subject to conditions as that are in the report.
Thank you. The motion by Mr. Rulon to grant the application subject to the CNRs. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Cruz. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The application is granted. Thank you. Item 4 on the agenda, Planning Board application decision item, Central Islip Fire District, PB 2025-019, southeast corner of Eastview Drive and Lowell Avenue, Central Islip, 720 Eastview Drive. Applicant requests Planning Board approval for signage in the PDDEC district pursuant to 68-324A3A9. Is the applicant here?
No, it'll just be me
All
presenting.
right. Ms. Wozniak, you again.
Should be pretty straightforward. The property is located on the southeast corner of Eastview Drive and Lowell Avenue in Central Islip, and it's the site of the Central Islip Fire District substation that was recently CO'd in September. The applicant's looking to obtain signage approval for 2 facial signs and 1 ground sign. The facial signs are located on the north and west elevations of the building and are indirectly lit cast aluminum signs fastened directly onto the building facade. The ground sign is a low-profile monument-style sign that's located on the northwestern corner of the property. The ground sign will, in the future, include a 32-square-foot electronic message center. However, it does require ZBA approval, as electronic message centers are currently not permitted. So tonight, the applicant is just looking for approval for the base of that 1 sign. Overall, the signage is decorative in nature and fits contextually with the architecture of the building. So based on this, planning recommends the board approve the signage as presented.
Thank you. Any questions from Ms. Wozniak? Not seeing any. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Moriarty.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion to grant the application authorizing the sign.
Motion by Mr. Moriarty to grant the application authorizing the sign. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Ryan. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The application is granted. Thank you. Item 5 on the agenda, Planning Board application, decision item, Maria Negron, Pride Embroidery, PB 2025-020, south side of Union Boulevard, County Route 50, approximately 98 feet east of Park Avenue, Bayshore, 1664 Union Boulevard. Applicant requests a parking and site plan improvement determination in connection with a change of use application for an embroidery shop. Good evening.
Hi, my name is Maria Negron. I'm the owner of Pride Embroidery. I've been on Main Street in Bayshore for 19 years. As you know, the prices in Bayshore have gotten incredible on Main Street, so we found this amazing spot on Union that needs a lot of work and hasn't been used in many, many years, and I want to make it beautiful. I think we want to make that whole neighborhood really nice again. With that said, my customers, when they come to me, my customers are in the store just a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes at most. So we were hoping for parking relaxation so that they can come in, get their items, and leave. I think that's all I'm here for today, but you can tell me more. It's my first time, sorry.
Great job, thank you. I'm going to go to Ms. Wozniak for a staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The property is located on the south side of Union Boulevard, approximately 100 feet east of Park Avenue across from the Bayshore train station, and it's improved with a 3,300 square foot commercial building with commercial uses on the first floor and then 2 apartments on the second floor. Tonight, the applicant is looking to obtain a parking and site plan improvement determination from this board in connection with the change of use from a restaurant to an embroidery shop that does fabric and sewing production. While the site does not have parking, as most buildings in the downtown Bayshore area, the overall parking demand should decrease with this particular change of use, as restaurants are usually the most intensive parking that we have. In addition, the engineering division did conduct a site inspection of the property at the end of September, and no site issues were identified. So based on this, planning recommends the board grant the application, subject to the applicant obtaining all the required building permits.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant or Ms. Wozniak? Not seeing any. Is there a motion? Mr. Rulon.
I make a motion to grant the application.
This motion by Mr. Rulon to grant the application, subject to whatever Kelly said about granting,
Of the
no,
building
obtaining-
permits.
obtaining all the
Requiring
permits?
building
Yes,
permits.
thank you. Is there a second? By Mr. Moriarty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, the application is granted.
Thank you very
Good
much.
luck to you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Town Board application recommendation item, East Coast Imperial Properties LLC, CZ 2024-008, northwest corner of Sunrise Highway, North Service Road, State Route 27 and Hyman Avenue, Bayshore, 0 Muncie Road. Applicant requests a change of zone from Residence A to Residence CA in order to construct 9 attached single-family dwellings. Good evening, Mr. Brown.
Good evening, Chairman. How are you? Good. So on behalf of the applicant Keith Brown, Sir Tillman, Ballin, Adler, and Hyman, with office located at 90 East Meadow Avenue. I'm just going to turn this. There we go. 9th floor, East Meadow, New York. I appear again this evening on behalf of the owner and applicant, East Coast Imperial Properties LLC, in connection with this application to amend the subject property and to change the zone from Residence A to Residence CA to permit the construction of 9 condominium units with related site improvements at No. Muncie Road in Bayshore, New York. As you may recall, we previously appeared before this board at a public hearing on this application on September 4th of last year. Since that time, the applicant has taken a fresh look at the site plan and worked with both the planning staff and the fire marshal's office to address prior comments that were raised on this project. With me tonight, I have Mr. James Christian, professional engineer of R&M Engineering, our project engineer. And I see that there's some new faces on the board, so they were not here when we originally presented the application, so I just want to give a quick little summary. By way of background, the property is comprised of 4 contiguous vacant lots, lots 6.1, 7, 9.1, and 121. They're located on the south side of Muncie Road and north of Sunrise Highway Service Road. The property is zoned in the town's Residence A zoning district and abuts residential properties along the north and eastern property boundaries. North of the property is the town-owned Anthony Casamento Park and Pool. Directly south of the property is Sunrise Highway North Service Road, and east of the property on the north side is a single-family home, and on the south side is a home with people with developmental disabilities, and the owner is listed as adults and children with learning and Developmental Disabilities LLC. West of the property is a state recharge basin for Sunrise Highway and the Robert Moses Causeway drainage. Since our last hearing, the applicant has continued to work closely with the town planning staff and fire marshal's office to refine the site plan. While the overall development program remains the same, 9 owner-occupied condominium units, the current site plan reflects several key revisions designed to enhance safety, circulation, aesthetics, and code compliance. Specifically, both the previous and current plans maintain a total of 9 dwelling units. However, the layout has been condensed through introduction of a 1/1 building configuration for units 1 and 2. Previously, each unit had access to both floors. The refuse enclosure has been relocated to the east side of the site, positioned at the end of the dead-end parking, improving accessibility and circulation. And the revised layout received formal approval from the Town of Islip Fire Marshal, confirming compliance with fire apparatus circulation and access standards. The updated plan now provides a total of 23 off-street parking spaces, exceeding the 18 required under the town code. That's 18 for residents plus 5 for visitors. And the prior plan provided exactly 18 spaces, meeting but not exceeding the minimum requirement under the code. The revised layout eliminates the need for the previously requested variance related to the 100-foot arterial setback from Sunrise Highway, as the structure had been shifted further north and reconfigured to comply with this town code requirement. The updated plan introduces additional internal sidewalks, improving pedestrian connectivity throughout the site and enhancing walkability between buildings, parking areas, and open space amenities. Lastly, the revised plan increased the landscape green space, resulting in more open, park-like atmosphere that further buffers development from surrounding residential uses. In addition, as was requested by the town planning staff, we've added 3 land bank stalls in the event that the 5 visitor stalls are not enough, just to give ourselves a little buffer that once it operates, those land bank stalls could be easily converted into actual parking stalls. And finally, we were asked if we would be willing to provide, in order to meet the density requirements for affordable housing, if we would add an additional affordable housing unit, making it 2 + 7 for the 9 units. So 2 of the units would be affordable under the town code, 7 would be at market rate condominiums, and that would equate to the 9 that we are requesting. And we're willing to make that amendment. So these revisions collectively strengthen the project's compliance, functionality, and aesthetic integration with the surrounding area, addressing the feedback from both the board and the public. We thank you for your time. If you have any questions, I'm here with our project engineer. We're happy to answer anything that the board may have.
Thank you. We'll go to Mr. Colgan for a staff report and come back with any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, members of the board. This application was previously heard in September of 2024. The primary concerns raised at that time were the parking, the impacts of having a 3rd bedroom in some of the units, as well as the walkability of the development. Since that time, the applicant has added 5 additional parking spaces, and as we just learned, has the ability to land bank several more in order to address any additional visitors that might be coming to the complex. The applicant has removed the 3rd bedroom from all of the units, which will likely reduce impacts to schools and traffic. Lastly, while the site is not generally considered walkable, the town has a long-standing policy of placing multifamily with frontage on Sunrise Highway when a suitable site design can be provided. In this case, the development will have a screened sound wall, green space, as well as suitable buffers to the single-family homes adjacent to the property. So with that, the staff has drafted covenants and restrictions for the board's consideration, and I'll answer any questions if there's any.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Mr. Moriarty.
Sean, just to clarify, the parking, there'll be 23 spaces, parking spaces and 3 land banked, or is it 20 + 3?
It's 23 + 3,
23 + 3, so,
the ability to have up to 26.
okay. Okay, thank you.
Any further questions from the board? I just want to say thank you for going back and working with the planning staff on the modifications, I think we got to a good place. I'm
I
happy
agree.
to see the increase in parking. Thank you for committing to the affordability on the second to get us to 9 this evening. And I just want to point out, as Sean said, the walkability might not be there, but the property is abutting it along Sunrise Highway, and that's something that we would normally go from an A to a CA on.
Yeah, I
So-
think we've come a long way, and it's not often that the planning commissioner herself gets involved with the site planning, but it became a good result at the end of the day. So-
I agree, and so thank you for working with the staff on that. If there's nothing further, is there a motion? Mr. Moriarty?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd make a motion to grant the application subject to the attached conditions.
It's a motion by Mr. Moriarty to grant the application subject to the attached conditions plus the one additional. Can I add the second affordability, is that already in there?
And
We're
just
gonna
a
add the
question about
second.
secret, though? Did we do
That's,
Zoning
town
board?
board would be the lead
town board?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
So motion by Mr. Moriarty to grant the application subject to the CNR is adding in the second affordability. Is there a second by Mr. Robinson? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The application is granted. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Item 7 on the agenda, Town Board Application Decision Item, 10 Grand Boulevard Realty LLC, CZ 2025-009, southwest corner of Grand Boulevard and Howells Road, Deer Park, 1050 Grand Boulevard. Applicant requests a modification of covenants and restrictions associated with TC 5097 in order to increase the outside storage area for construction equipment. Site plan modifications may be required as part of the application. Are you expecting anyone, Mr. Colgan?
So we were expecting a representative. I did reach out to her earlier today. She did not touch base with me. It was my understanding she did want to appear before the board to discuss possibly waiving the mitigation fee altogether. So I'd recommend an adjournment to the next date so she can appear.
I would concur with you on that. Can I get a motion to adjourn this application?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the
Motion.
application.
Motion by Ms. Cruz to adjourn the application. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Moriarty. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? The application is adjourned. And can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Mr. Moriarty, second by Ms. Cruz. All in favor? Opposed, abstentions? We are adjourned. Have a good night, all.
Never happens.
Never happened. That was a big thing. She wanted to waive stuff, and she's not here.
I know.
I mean, that's the main thing we were talking about, the sidewalk stuff and all.
She needs to give us a good reason.
They should save this for next time.
I know, we should. I don't know.
Is it,